Hey everybody, it's Jen. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am bringing you guys an overview and review of my time at Disney's Hilton Head Island Resort, and I'm going to be answering a few of your questions, and I'm really glad that you're here. So I got back, oh my goodness, about a month ago now from a 3-day visit to Disney Vacation Club's property at Hilton Head Island in South Carolina. And before I went, I had tried to do some research, but I really couldn't find that much out about this resort. It feels very exclusive. It's kind of hard to get in there if you're not a member. I was very lucky to snag a reservation using points. I'm so glad I went, especially since the great unpleasantness has kind of rekindled and caught fire since I got back, so I don't think I would be going now. When I went, things were a little bit calmer and I did feel comfortable traveling. But this experience was truly wonderful, but also I have a little bit of a hesitation as to whether or not I will go back and stay in that particular property. And I'm going to share with you guys why. Disney's Hilton Head Island Resort is not actually on the ocean. The resort part is on the marsh, and then you go over to Palmetto Dunes just right across the street, about a mile away. It is bikeable, it is walkable, and you get to the beach house. Now, I actually really loved that part of my stay. The beach house is such a unique concept, and doing your Key to the World card and having that special entrance off the beach. The cast members were great. Everyone was lovely. However, I did not feel that it had quite the Disney magic that Disney's Vero Beach Resort has. And of course, I did not feel it had the magic that you'll find at any of the theme park resorts, but that's to be expected. These are, after all, oceanside resorts. It's a very different experience. There are no theme parks. It is inherently going to be more laid back, and I would say that's true of Vero Beach and Hilton Head Island, but it didn't quite have the Disney magic for me that Vero Beach has. Now, I loved the location on the marsh. I really did. I don't think I would love it in the summer. I do think you're going to have problems with bugs. Hilton Head Island is kind of famous for their bugs. So if bugs aren't your thing and if heat and humidity are not your thing, personally, I would probably not visit this resort during the summer, but I also wouldn't go to Vero Beach during the summer. So, that's just being in the southern part of the country at the beach in the summer. It is what it is, and it is not Disney's fault that is what happens. But I definitely felt that the Disney magic was lacking just a little bit, and I'm not sure, though, if that is due to the resort or if that is due to the great unpleasantness, because I know that there were a lot of things that were not going on while I was there. Things like the campfire, things like the movie at night, things were just very, very much scaled down, which is to be expected. So when I say that the Disney magic wasn't as strong as I have felt other places, I'm really trying to temper that through the lens of a different experience because of the times that we're in right now. Having said that, would I go back again? I absolutely would. I am not, however, sure that I would use points in order to stay there. I just feel like the points are so valuable per night, and there are so many resort options on Hilton Head Island that if that's the kind of vacation that I wanted, I wouldn't necessarily feel I needed to stay at the Disney resort in order for that to happen. And I think next time we go, we would be more inclined to rent a house or do something like that. So this time I did have extra points that needed to be used. I loved being there, especially right now. I loved being able to, have Mickey waffles and have a Mickey bar and do all those things. But what I want to get to is I put a post over on Instagram, and a lot of you had very specific questions. And I think as I answer these questions, kind of more of my thoughts and feelings will come out. So let's dive right in. Would it be ideal for a girlfriend's trip? There's 7 of us that want a girls' getaway, and I've been wondering if this would be the ideal place. Or would Disney Vero Beach be better? Now, here's what I have to say about that. If you've ever been to family camp, this resort definitely has a family camp feel. If you are going with a group and you really are just going to want to, hang out, have coffee in the villa, chit chat, enjoy your time, maybe wander to the pool, maybe wander to the beach house. I actually think this resort might be ideal for that. I would actually give this a little bit of an edge over Vero only because there are so many more options within the general vicinity of places to eat and things like that that you can easily walk to. You've got the Shelter Cove dining area, which is right next door, which has, I think, 6 different big restaurants, a bunch of smaller restaurants. There's a Kroger within walking distance, and then of course the option of the beach house. So when I think girlfriends getaway or maybe extended family reunion, that type of thing, I think this could really be ideal. It almost could have kind of that vibe of a cruise, except for obviously way less expensive and just a little easier logistically. So for a girlfriend's getaway or maybe a retreat or anything like that, which is basically how I used it, I think this resort is absolutely the best place for that kind of thing. And I would even probably do this over like renting a house because there is so much more that's convenient. You're not having to bring a bunch of stuff in and cook. There is really anything that you would need is within walking distance. So I think it'd be great for that. I would like to know if you think if going there in January would be a good option. We are a family with 3 adolescent kids, and I know that it might be cold, so no beach for us. Is there something else to do? Okay, so first of all, when you say too cold, I don't know where you're from. Obviously, if you're in New York or Michigan or someplace, it's going to feel lovely, but it can be chilly in the wintertime. I love the beach when it's chilly. Give me a 60-degree breezy day where I can have a sweatshirt on and jeans and walking on the beach, and I'm in heaven. I know not everyone is like that. Do keep in mind that the beach house is open regardless of the weather, and so, well, I'm sure there are some circumstances in which it might close, but the pool there is heated, so you could easily go back and forth between the beach house and the beach itself. Golf is huge there, tennis is huge there, but pretty much everything that people do at Hilton Head that I saw are outdoor activities. So if the weather is really bitterly cold, you're probably not going to have that much to do. January can be a mixed bag. I mean, there are people that spend their entire winters in Hilton Head because it really can be absolutely beautiful, but it also can be a little on the cool side. Now, for me, a little on the cool side is if the highs are in the 50s. For some people, like if you live in, Winnipeg, then that sounds very temperate and beautiful. So it really just depends on what you like. So our favorite times of year to visit any beaches in my part of the country are going to be the fall and the spring. So take that with a grain of salt. You can actually go online and look at the average historical temperatures, and that will give you a guide as to whether or not January would be too cold for you. But all the pools are open, and of course you can do kayaking and things like that. All right, Caribbean Girl in Texas wants to know, are there activities and amenities for adults? There absolutely are. I think there are more during normal time, but even while I was there, they had crafts for adults. They had there's adult beverages, obviously. There are plenty of bars in the area. There is antique shopping in the area. There are cultural museums in the area. And if anyone in your party is a golfer, there is plenty of golf to happen there. I would actually say that Hilton Head Island is very much geared towards adults, almost more so than it's geared towards kids. So you really don't need to worry about that. Again, I wish I had been there when everything was open. I think I would have had a better idea. But if anyone in your party is into any of those things, you will have a fabulous time as an adult there. Okay, I love this question. This is from Yogi Love Bulgogi. I love y'all's Instagram handles. How does it rank compared to the other Disney resorts? Will you go again? Is it worth it for those of us traveling long distances? This is always a hard question, and I'd kind of like to frame this in terms of the 2 options you have in the southern part of the country for Disney Vacation Club properties. You've got Hilton Head Island Resort and you've got Vero Beach. I loved Disney's Hilton Head Island Resort. However, I won't feel any burning need to go back there anytime soon. I will feel the need to go back to Hilton Head, but I would be much more inclined to stay at another resort, potentially a resort that's right on the ocean, like the Omni, where I stayed the first night, which was amazing. I just really like being right on the ocean. So to make a special trip to go there, I personally probably would not, just to stay at the Disney property. Now, I don't feel that way about Vero, and I think Vero is just so unique because of the way the beach and the pool is, and I just adore that resort, but it's also where I have so many family memories. Is Hilton Head Island worth going to just as its own destination? 100% yes. Is it worth going to just to visit Disney's Hilton Head Island Resort? I would have to say no. And I know there's quite a few of you that will disagree with me, but I do not feel the need to use my points there again anytime soon. Next time we go to Hilton Head, we are much more likely, as I say, to stay on a resort that's right on the ocean or to rent a house. I thought this question was really good. This is from Every Girl Bling. Maybe this is a basic question, but what do you get for the extra price versus another luxe hotel? I always stay on property at the parks, but without the parks, is it worth the price? Now, I stayed on points. I'm going to go with no. And that might not be what some of you expected, but you guys know I'm not a travel agent. I'm not sponsored by Disney. I don't work for anybody. And so these are the unvarnished opinions, unbiased, unvarnished opinions that you get. I would not pay the money per night that my room would go for if you were paying cash. I believe the room I stayed in goes for something around $350 per night. Absolutely not worth it in my opinion. The Omni where I stayed had some amazing deals going on. Again, prices are skewed right now, I get that. But even all things being equal, I think you can find a better beach resort, if that's why you're going, in other places in Hilton Head and actually have a much better location, be right on the ocean. And no, I don't think it's worth the extra cost. Sorry, Hilton Head. Loved you. Mwah. Don't hate me. The big positive at Disney's Hilton Head Island Resort is the cast members. They were amazing. They were lovely my entire stay. They were lovely at the beach house. They were lovely at the main area. They were lovely in the gift shop. And it's more than just that Disney hospitality. You can genuinely tell that they love where they work and they love doing their jobs. And that part of the Disney magic is 100% intact at Disney's Hilton Head Beach Resort. No question whatsoever. So I felt the Disney magic in that I felt the warmth of the cast members and that amazing customer service. I did not feel as magical as I do at either Vero Beach or at the theme parks. And it just didn't have that, I don't know. I mean, it's not that I didn't love it. It's not that if you told me you have a week there and you want to gift it to me, I wouldn't jump in my car and go. Well, not right this second, but once things settle down. It just something about it was not as Disney to me as the other non-theme park resorts. So that would include Aulani and Hilton Head Island and Vero Beach. This would rank third for me if I were ranking all of the resorts. Vero Beach would come number one. Aulani would be number two. And again, I can do a whole nother video on Aulani. I love Aulani, but I would not stay in the Ko Olina area when I go to Honolulu. It's just not my favorite. Boy, didn't that sound snotty? That's just not my favorite. When I go to Honolulu, Ko Olina is just not my favorite. I didn't mean it like that, but it's not. And then third would be Disney's Hilton Head Island Resort. So yeah, there is plenty to do for a family. You can have a lovely vacation. Would I forfeit my Walt Disney World vacation points to stay at Hilton Head Island? No, I really, no. Okay, so now I'm going to answer the trivia question that I embedded into the vlog that a couple of you were like, I have no idea what she's talking about. And I was referring to the flags in the pool. Now, when I say the flags by the pool, they are in the tiles, okay? Nautical flags each stand for a letter of the alphabet. And the nautical flags that surround the pool at the beach house spell out DVC. And they do that in a pattern all around the pool. And I think I have that right. I'll post a screenshot of it right here so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. And what was really fun about uncovering this is one of my patrons, which by the way, if you're not following me over on Patreon and you want exclusive live streams and podcasts and extra videos and blog posts and all of that, that, make sure you go and check that out. You can join for as little as $5 a month. But one of my patrons had sent me a message and said, Jen, you really need to find out what that means. So the guy next to me and his wife, they were more than 6 feet apart. We were kind of yelling, in fact. I got that message and we started investigating, and he happened to be in the Navy. So we looked up the nautical flags and what they stood for, and that is what we found out. So that was really fun. That is my Disney's Hilton Head Island trivia for you. Again, I did have a lovely time. I'm glad I went and experienced it for myself. Thank you to Disney's Hilton Head Island Resort for giving me a lovely few days. It was desperately needed. Had a lovely time. And yeah, I hope this review and tips and Q&As is helpful if you were thinking of going to Disney's Hilton Head Island Resort. Have a great day. Whatever you're doing, I hope you're being really good to each other. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.